In the endless, sun-drenched plains of the African savannah, a kingdom flourishes beneath the golden sky. Here every blade of grass, every shifting shadow, is part of a living tapestry woven by the creatures who call this place home. This is a world shaped by ancient laws, where survival is earned and power is measured not just in strength but in wisdom and unity. The lion, with his regal mane and thunderous roar, is often celebrated as the king of these lands. His presence is formidable, a living symbol of raw power and dominance. Yet beneath this outward display, the true architect of the pride's fate is the lioness, the unseen matriarch whose influence shapes every moment of her family's existence. She is the silent sovereign, the real queen, whose authority is felt in every corner of her domain. Her rule isn't forged through brute force, but through a tapestry of strategy, patience, and an unyielding will. Every decision she makes is calculated, every movement purposeful as she navigates the shifting challenges of her world. With a quiet authority, she guides her pride, her choices determining the destiny of each member, from the tiniest cub nestled at her side to the most imposing male. As the lead hunter, she orchestrates the pursuit of prey, her instincts honed by years of experience and hardship. While the male's strength is vital for defending the pride's borders, it is the matriarch who manages the daily rhythm of life, guiding her family through the ever-changing landscape. She knows the secret paths to water, the shaded havens where her pride can rest, and the hunting grounds where opportunity waits in the tall grass. The story of her life is etched in the scars on her muzzle and the confident stride with which she claims her territory. Each mark is a testament to battles fought, lessons learned, and victories won. She has weathered seasons of abundance when the land teems with life and endured the harshest droughts, when survival demands every ounce of her cunning. Her wisdom earned through hardship and triumph is her crown. It is this knowledge that allows her to lead her pride through famine and feast, drought and deluge. Her commands are subtle, a flick of the ear, a low growl, a steady gaze. These are the signals that hold the pride together, invisible threads of communication that bind the group in perfect synchrony. The other lionesses watch her closely, attuned to her every move, awaiting her guidance in moments of uncertainty. Their trust in her is absolute, forged by countless hunts and shared dangers. Her judgment is rarely questioned, for it has been proven time and again in the crucible of survival. When she rises, the pride stirs as one, her actions setting the tempo for the day's unfolding drama. On the hunt, she leads with precision, each lioness falling into place, their movements a seamless choreography perfected over generations. This unity is her greatest achievement, transforming individuals into a single, formidable force, capable of bringing down prey many times their size. Together, under her leadership, they accomplish what none could do alone, their cooperation, a testament to her influence. Her presence is the glue that binds the pride, turning a family into a dynasty, one that endures through the harshest trials. Now, as dawn breaks, she perches atop a termite mound, her golden eyes scanning the horizon for both opportunity and threat. The land is bathed in golden light, shadows stretching long across the grass, a time when the world is poised between rest and action. She studies the landscape with unwavering focus, reading every subtle sign, every movement in the grass, every distant call, the direction of the wind, the tension in a distant herd of zebra, the circling of a vulture overhead. Each detail is a clue, a thread in the web of survival she weaves. Her senses are finely tuned, her mind processing information with astonishing speed, every sound and scent a vital piece of the puzzle. It is this intelligence, this deep connection to her world, that makes her the ultimate survivor. She is the heart, the mind, and the enduring spirit of her pride, the true power behind the throne in this savage and beautiful kingdom. Within the heart of the savannah, a lion pride is more than a gathering of big cats. It's a living, breathing society, a tapestry woven from countless threads of kinship, loyalty, rivalry, and cooperation. Each day, the pride's social fabric is tested and reinforced through a complex web of relationships and interactions, all unfolding without a trace of human presence. At the very center of this intricate world stands the lead lioness. She is the matriarch, the architect of order and the guardian of tradition. Her wisdom, experience, and strength are the pillars upon which the pride's survival rests. She is both a leader and a caretaker, guiding her family through the challenges of the wild. The pride is built upon the enduring bonds between the females. Sisters, mothers, daughters, and cousins. These lionesses form a dynasty that stretches back through generations. Their lives are deeply intertwined, their destinies linked by blood and by the shared responsibility of raising the next generation. Each day these relationships are reaffirmed through ritual and routine. Lionesses groom one another, their tongues smoothing fur and strengthening trust. They rest together in the shade, bodies pressed close, sharing warmth and security. When one lioness nurses her cubs, others may join, offering milk and protection to the young of the pride. This communal care ensures that every cub has the best chance of survival, regardless of its mother's status. The pride's unity is its greatest defense against the dangers of the wild. When threats loom, whether rival lions, prowling hyenas, or the ever-present hunger of the savannah, the lionesses form a living wall, a fortress of muscle and resolve. Their collective vigilance keeps the pride safe, and their coordinated action can turn the tide in any confrontation. Yet beneath this unity lies a subtle hierarchy. The lead lioness commands respect, her authority recognized in every gesture and glance. She mediates disputes, often with a calming presence or a decisive growl, ensuring that conflicts never threaten the group's cohesion. Subordinate females defer to her, following her lead in both daily routines and moments of crisis. The pride's social order is not static. Young lionesses learn their place through observation and participation, gradually earning trust and responsibility. Older lionesses, revered for their experience, may act as advisors, helping to guide the group's decisions. Even the youngest cubs are woven into this tapestry, learning the rules of pride life through play, imitation, and gentle correction. Males, though imposing in stature, are often transient figures. They may join the pride for a time, fathering cubs and defending territory, but it is the sisterhood of lionesses that endures. Their relationships form the backbone of the pride, persisting through the comings and goings of males and the shifting fortunes of the wild. Daily life in the pride is a symphony of interactions. Lionesses greet each other with nose touches and affectionate nuzzles, reaffirming bonds and easing tensions. They vocalize in chorus, their roars echoing across the plains, a declaration of unity and strength. When the time comes to hunt, the lead lioness orchestrates the group, assigning roles and signaling the moment to strike. Each lioness knows her place in the formation, her movements honed by years of practice and cooperation. The pride's hierarchy is most visible during the hunt and at mealtime. The lead lioness often eats first, followed by her closest allies, then the rest of the pride. Even here the rules are clear and disputes are rare. Each lioness understands her role, and the group's survival depends on this order. The cubs, ever curious and playful, are watched over by the entire pride. Older lionesses keep a vigilant eye as the young explore, ready to intervene at the first sign of danger. Through play, the cubs learn the skills they will need as adults: stalking, pouncing, and the subtle art of social interaction. The pride's territory is marked and defended by all. Lionesses patrol the boundaries, scent-marking bushes and trees, their presence a warning to intruders. When a challenge arises, the lead lioness is often the first to respond, her courage inspiring the others to stand with her. Together they present a united front, their combined strength a formidable deterrent. In moments of rest, the pride gathers in a circle, cubs nestled safely in the center, adults forming a protective barrier. This formation is both practical and symbolic, a living testament to the pride's unity and the matriarch's enduring leadership. Through every trial and triumph, the pride's social tapestry is maintained by the daily actions of its members. The matriarch's wisdom, the sisterhood's cooperation, the cub's playful learning, all are threads in a fabric that has endured for generations. The pride is a family, a team, and an empire, bound together by invisible ties of loyalty, respect, and shared purpose. In the wild, where survival is never guaranteed, it is this profound sense of community, nurtured and protected by the lioness leader, that allows them not only to endure, but to thrive. There is no force in the savannah more formidable than a mother's instinct. For the lioness, this instinct is not just a feeling, it's a roaring fire that burns within her, driving every action, every decision, every sacrifice she makes for her young. Her eyes, sharp and vigilant, scan the horizon for threats. A low growl rumbles in her throat at the slightest hint of danger, warning all who dare approach that her cubs are under her unyielding protection. Her primary purpose, beyond her own survival, is the continuation of her lineage. From the moment her cubs are born, she lavishes them with care, licking them clean, stimulating their breathing, and ensuring their first moments are safe and warm. The birth of new cubs is a moment of immense importance for the entire pride, but for the mother it is the beginning of a relentless journey of devotion. The lead lioness, having raised many litters of her own, knows the fragility of these new lives. She grooms them with gentle precision, removing parasites and dirt, and soothes their cries with her presence. She will often seek out a secluded, well-hidden den away from the main pride to give birth. This is not just instinct, it is a calculated act of protection, shielding her cubs from the ever-present dangers of the wild. During this secretive period, the tiny, helpless cubs are incredibly vulnerable to predators like hyenas and leopards, and even to rival male lions who might seek to take over the pride. The mother will risk her own life, standing between her cubs and any threat, her body a living shield. Her devotion is absolute. She circles her cubs, lying protectively around them, her senses heightened, her muscles tensed for action at a moment's notice. For the first few weeks she will barely leave their side. Her body provides warmth, her milk the vital nutrients they need to grow. She endures hunger and thirst, sacrificing her own comfort for their survival. Her world shrinks to the confines of the den. Every sound, every scent is scrutinized. She listens intently, ready to defend her cubs from any intruder, no matter the odds. Every rustle in the grass, every unfamiliar scent on the wind is met with a low, rumbling growl. She is a sentinel, unwavering and fierce. She is their sole protector, a fierce guardian against a world fraught with peril. If danger draws near, she will not hesitate to confront it, even if it means facing larger, stronger predators. This period of isolation is a testament to her ferocious loyalty. She grows gaunt and weary, her own needs set aside. Her only concern, the safety and well-being of her cubs. She will only leave for the briefest of hunts, her return always swift and silent. Even then her mind is never far from her cubs, and she risks starvation rather than leave them unguarded for long. When the cubs are old enough, usually around 6 to 8 weeks, she introduces them to the wider family. She leads them cautiously, her body shielding them from harm as they take their first steps into the open. This is a critical moment in their social development. She watches closely as they meet the other pride members, ready to intervene if any sign of aggression appears. The lead lioness presides over this integration. Ensuring the youngsters are accepted by the other females, she uses her authority to protect them, her presence a constant reassurance. A remarkable feature of lion society is this communal cub rearing. Lionesses band together, forming a united front against threats, and share the responsibilities of nurturing the young. Other lionesses will help care for the cubs, nursing them if their own mother is away hunting. This selfless act ensures that no cub is left hungry or alone, even for a moment. This cooperative nursery, or creche, significantly increases the cub's chances of survival. The mothers take turns watching over the group, each one ready to defend all the cubs as fiercely as her own. It is a system built on trust and shared responsibility, a system that the matriarch herself helps to maintain and enforce for the good of all. Through grooming and gentle nuzzles, bonds are strengthened and the pride's unity is preserved. As the cubs grow, her role shifts from protector to teacher. She guides them through the grass, showing them the boundaries of their world and the dangers that lurk beyond. She is patient but firm, teaching them the essential skills they will need to survive. With a watchful eye, she corrects their mistakes, ensuring they learn the art of stalking and the discipline of the hunt. Through play, they learn to stalk, pounce, and fight. She encourages their games, knowing that each playful leap is a lesson in survival. She will bring small injured prey back for them to practice on, allowing them to make their first clumsy attempts at a kill. She watches closely, stepping in if danger arises, but letting them learn through experience. These are not just games, they are life or death lessons. She observes, ready to intervene, but also willing to let them struggle and learn. She teaches them discipline, cuffing them with a paw when their play becomes too rough or their youthful exuberance puts them in danger. Her discipline is swift but never cruel, always guided by love. Her love is a powerful combination of tender affection and tough, practical instruction. She cuddles her cubs, reassures them with gentle licks, and leads them forward, forging the next generation of hunters and leaders for the pride. Her fierce love is the foundation upon which the future of the pride is built, unyielding, nurturing, and endlessly selfless. The hunt is a meticulously crafted dance of stealth, strength, and cunning, with the lead lioness as its masterful conductor. Every movement, every breath is calculated for maximum effect. Life on the savannah is a constant test of survival, and feeding a large pride is a challenge that demands both patience and precision. The pride's very existence hinges on the success of these hunts. Unlike solitary hunters, lions rely on the collective intelligence and cooperation of the group. Each member has a role, and the synergy between them is what sets them apart from other predators. The lead lioness, ever vigilant, reads the landscape and the herd with unmatched expertise, her senses attuned to the subtlest shifts in the wind and the faintest rustle in the grass. She initiates the hunt, her gaze sweeping over the herd, searching for the one animal whose weakness will tip the balance in the pride's favor. The selection is never random. She studies the herd, seeking out the young, the old, or the injured, those whose defenses are compromised, whose steps falter just enough to make them vulnerable. This careful assessment is vital. By targeting the weakest, the pride increases its chances of success and conserves precious energy, a resource as valuable as the prey itself. Once the target is chosen, the pride moves into position. Each lioness knows her place in the unfolding strategy, spreading out silently through the grass, their bodies blending with the golden landscape. Communication is subtle and sophisticated. A flick of the tail, a shift in posture, a low, rumbling growl. These are the signals that guide the pride, invisible to the prey, but clear to every lioness. The led lioness assigns roles with silent authority. Each lioness is positioned for maximum advantage, their movements synchronized in perfect harmony. Flankers slip around the edges of the herd, unseen and unheard, their task to drive the chosen prey toward the waiting ambush. Others form the core of the trap, lying motionless in the grass or behind bushes, their bodies pressed low, every muscle primed for the explosive moment to come. This division of labor is a testament to the pride's intelligence. Each lioness trusts the others implicitly, their coordination honed by countless hunts together. The stalk is a lesson in patience. Minutes stretch into hours as the pride waits for the perfect opportunity, unmoving, their breathing slow and controlled. Every step is measured, every movement deliberate. Muscles tense beneath tawny fur, paws glide silently over the earth, leaving barely a trace. The terrain is their ally. Shadows, dips, and tufts of grass become shields, allowing the pride to close the distance without detection. The lead lioness often takes the most challenging position, orchestrating the hunt from concealment, her eyes never leaving the target. She waits for the moment when the prey is isolated, separated from the herd by the flanker's silent pressure, and exposed to the pride's deadly intent. Tension crackles in the air. A glance, a twitch, a shared breath. These are the signals that pass between the hunters, binding them in silent unity. The margin for error is razor-thin. A snapped twig, a shift in the wind, and the prey will bolt, scattering the herd and wasting the pride's precious energy. When the moment arrives, the pride erupts from cover in a coordinated burst of speed and power, the trap closing with breathtaking precision. The chase is swift and violent, a blur of muscle and claws as the pride closes in on their quarry. Flankers surge from their hiding places, sowing confusion and panic, driving the chosen animal into the waiting jaws of the ambush. The led lioness is often at the forefront, her strength and experience vital in subduing large, dangerous prey. Her courage inspires the pride. Her skill ensures their survival. The takedown is a display of unity and power, each lioness playing her part in a brutal, efficient ballet that leaves no room for error. When the hunt is over, the pride gathers to feast, their hunger sated by the fruits of their cooperation and skill. The art of the hunt, refined over generations, is the legacy of the lioness leader and the heartbeat of the pride. Section 5. Guardians of the Realm. For a lion pride, territory is everything. It is the very foundation of their survival, the heart of their existence. This land provides the water they drink, the hunting grounds that sustain them, and the safe havens where their cubs are born and raised. Waterholes are fiercely guarded, for they are lifelines in the dry season. The hunting grounds, rich with antelope and zebra, are patrolled constantly as every meal is hard-won. Dens, often hidden in thick brush or rocky outcrops, are sanctuaries for the pride's youngest members, protected from the harsh sun and lurking predators. Defending this realm is a relentless, never-ending task. The pride must always be vigilant, for threats come from every direction and at any hour. Every member of the pride shares this responsibility, but it is the lead lioness and the resident males who bear the greatest burden. The lead lioness, experienced and resolute, guides the pride's movements, while the males stand as the first line of defense against outside threats. Males are the primary defenders against rival coalitions, other males seeking to overthrow them and claim the pride for themselves. Their roars and displays of strength are warnings to all who would challenge their rule. Lionesses, meanwhile, are the ever-watchful sentinels of the borders. They patrol the edges of their territory, scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. Their purposeful movements and scent markings are a clear declaration this land is claimed and any trespassers will be met with force. Scent is their invisible fence. Lionesses rub their glands on bushes and rocks, leaving behind a message for all who pass by. They spray urine along the boundaries, reinforcing the limits of their domain. This invisible barrier warns off intruders, lions and other predators alike. Patrols are not just routine, they are vital intelligence missions. Every scent, every track tells a story. The led lioness reads these signs with practiced skill, deciphering the presence of rivals or potential threats. A foreign scent reveals the sex, number, and even the urgency of intruders, be they rival lionesses, males, or other predators. The lead lioness is especially wary of strange lionesses who may be seeking to steal territory or prey. She is also alert to the presence of hyenas, leopards, and wild dogs, each a threat to cubs or food. Rival lionesses may encroach on hunting grounds, while hyenas and wild dogs may attempt to steal kills or harass the pride. To defend against these threats, the lionesses use their voices, deep, guttural roars that echo across the plains. Often these roars are performed in chorus, a united front that signals strength and solidarity. These roars are not just challenges, they are warnings, a way to map out the pride's presence for all to hear. The sound travels for miles, an acoustic fence that deters would-be intruders. The message is clear: this land is claimed and any challenge will be met with force. The pride's unity and confidence are on full display, a powerful deterrent to rivals and predators alike. But sometimes confrontation is unavoidable. When rival prides or coalitions approach, the tension is palpable. These encounters are dangerous, with both sides risking injury or worse. When a rival group is detected, the lead lioness is the first to react, her senses sharpened and her body tensed for action. She signals her pride, and together they prepare to defend what is theirs. A low growl rumbles in her chest as she leads the charge, her sisters falling into formation beside her. The pride moves as one, a wall of muscle and determination. Most disputes are settled through intimidation and displays of aggression rather than outright violence. Serious injuries can be fatal, so the stakes are high and the risks carefully weighed. The lionesses bristle, roar and posture, making themselves appear as formidable as possible. They may charge at their rivals, roaring and baring their teeth in a terrifying display. This spectacle is designed to test the resolve of the intruders, to see who will back down first. The outcome often depends on which group shows the most unity and confidence. The pride that stands together, unwavering, usually prevails. The greatest threat comes when nomadic males attempt to take over. These powerful outsiders are relentless, seeking to claim territory and the pride itself. If the resident males are defeated, the consequences are dire for the pride. The pride is thrown into chaos, and the lionesses must defend their cubs from the new males. New males will often kill any existing cubs, a brutal act that brings the females back into estrus. The lionesses fight with desperate ferocity to protect their young, forming a living barrier between the cubs and the invaders. If they fail, the new males will mate with the females, ensuring their own bloodline continues. Through it all, the matriarch leads with courage and wisdom, guiding her pride through times of peace and conflict. The lionesses stand shoulder to shoulder, snarling and lunging at any threat, no matter how large. They form a wall of fury, their determination unwavering even in the face of overwhelming odds. Though they are smaller than the males, their courage and unity make them formidable defenders. This constant struggle for control, this unending defense of their home, is the reality of life in the wild. The lionesses remain ever vigilant, always ready to defend their family and their land. The environment itself is a constant challenge. Drought, hunger, and competition from other predators like hyenas and leopards test their resilience daily. Through it all, the lead lioness stands as the pride's most steadfast guardian, a symbol of strength, leadership, and the unbreakable spirit of the realm's true protectors. In this kingdom of grass and thorns, even the apex predator must show respect. Here the balance of power is not absolute, and every encounter between the great beasts of the savannah is a negotiation of survival. Lions, the undisputed hunters of the plains, are rightfully feared by most creatures. Yet there is one animal that commands their caution and humility, the African elephant, a living colossus whose presence shapes the very fabric of the ecosystem. An adult elephant is a walking fortress, an immense creature of pure power and intelligence. For a lion pride, the prospect of attacking such a giant is fraught with peril, reserved only for the most desperate of times. The lead lioness, drawing from generations of inherited wisdom, understands the immense risk. She knows that the cost of a failed attempt can be catastrophic for her pride. She has witnessed the destructive force of an enraged matriarch. A single well-aimed tusk or a crushing foot can end a lion's life in an instant, a reminder that even the boldest predator must sometimes yield. As a result, a healthy adult elephant is almost always off the menu. The mutual avoidance between these two giants is a silent agreement, a recognition of the risks involved. However, the dynamics shift dramatically when weakness is perceived. A limping calf or an elderly elephant lagging behind the herd becomes a potential target, altering the delicate balance. Lions are opportunists above all else. Ever watchful for a moment of vulnerability, their survival depends on their ability to adapt and exploit fleeting chances. During times of extreme drought or famine, when antelope and zebra vanish from the plains, the pride may be forced to consider the unthinkable, turning their attention to the elephants. Their strategy is one of careful calculation and immense risk. Every movement is measured, every approach deliberate, for the consequences of failure are dire. The elephants in turn respond with remarkable cohesion. The herd forms a living shield encircling their young and vulnerable, presenting a wall of tusks and trunks to any would-be attacker. The lions focus their efforts on the vulnerable, a lone elderly individual, or, more commonly, a young, inexperienced calf that has strayed from its mother's protection. These moments are rare, but when they occur, the savannah holds its breath. The led lioness orchestrates these high-stakes hunts, often under the cover of darkness. At night, the elephant's poor vision gives the lions a fleeting advantage, but the risk remains immense. The hunt for an elephant calf is a battle of titans, a clash where strength, strategy and courage are tested to their limits. The pride must work with flawless precision to separate the calf from its fiercely protective mother and the rest of the herd. One mistake, and the tables can turn in an instant. The sounds of such a conflict are terrifying. The trumpeting roars of the elephants, the guttural growls of the lions, and the thunder of hooves and paws on the earth. The air is thick with dust and tension. The entire elephant herd may rally to the defense. Their combined might a force few predators can withstand. In these moments the savannah witnesses the raw power of unity and maternal instinct. The lioness leader must weigh the potential reward against the grave danger to her pride. Her decision is not just about hunger, but about the survival of her lineage. A miscalculation could lead to severe injuries or death for her lionesses, weakening the pride and threatening its future. The risks are ever present, and the consequences echo through generations. It is a decision that demonstrates the immense pressure of her leadership. Every choice shapes the fate of the pride and the balance of the ecosystem. More often than not, coexistence is the safer path. The savannah thrives on this fragile truce where both species play vital roles in maintaining ecological balance. Lions and elephants share the same space, the same watering holes, and often pass each other with a sense of mutual respect and wariness. Their interactions shape the landscape, influencing the movement of herds and the growth of vegetation. The lioness leader teaches her cubs from a young age to give the gentle giants a wide berth. This lesson is crucial, for a single misstep can be fatal. The cubs learn to read the elephant's body language, a flapping of the ears, a mock charge, as unmistakable warnings. These signals are part of the unspoken language of the wild, this unspoken understanding, this fragile truce between the savannah's greatest predator and its largest inhabitant is a crucial survival strategy. It allows both to thrive, each shaping the other's destiny. The lioness knows that in this kingdom, wisdom and caution are often more valuable than courage. The Elephant Conundrum is not just a test of strength, but a lesson in restraint, respect, and the intricate web of life that binds all creatures of the savannah. The savannah is a bustling metropolis of diverse species, each with its own strategy for survival. Here the lion pride is but one thread in a vast tapestry of life, woven together with countless other animals, each shaping and being shaped by the world around them. The lead lioness is acutely aware of the other inhabitants of her realm, not just as potential prey, but as neighbours who share the same resources. Giraffes, for example, are gentle giants who browse the treetops, their height granting them access to food far above the reach of any other herbivore. This difference in diet means that lions and giraffes are not direct competitors for food. They can live in the same area, often in close proximity, without conflict over resources. A lioness leading her pride on a hunt might pass a browsing giraffe with little more than a glance, each respecting the other's place in the ecosystem. An adult giraffe is a formidable opponent, its powerful legs capable of delivering a kick that could shatter a lion's skull. The pride will only attempt to hunt a giraffe if it is sick, injured, or a very young calf. Otherwise, a wary truce prevails. For the most part, lions and giraffes exist in a state of peaceful ignorance, their lives intersecting but rarely clashing. Yet the lioness leader is ever watchful, using the behavior of these other species as an extension of her own senses. The sudden alarm call of a giraffe, with its high vantage point, can alert the pride to the presence of rival lions or other dangers long before they could see or smell them. Similarly, the nervous flight of a herd of impala or the watchful gaze of a troop of baboons can indicate the location of prey or the approach of predators. The entire savannah is a network of communication, and the experienced lioness is an expert at interpreting its signals. She understands that the actions of her neighbours provide a constant stream of valuable information about the state of their shared world. The pride's neighbours are many: zebras, wildebeest, impala, warthogs, and even the elusive leopards and cheetahs. Each species influences the others, whether through competition, cooperation, or simple coexistence. Zebras and wildebeest, for example, graze the grasses, shaping the landscape and providing the lions with their primary prey. The lions, as apex predators, help to control the populations of herbivores, preventing overgrazing and ensuring the health of the grasslands. Scavengers like hyenas and vultures follow in their wake, cleaning up the remains and recycling nutrients back into the earth. The herbivores, like giraffes, zebras, and wildebeest, shape the landscape through their feeding habits, opening up new growth and maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. Their movements and migrations influence where the lions travel, hunt, and rest. Baboons and warthogs, too, play their part. Baboons act as sentinels, their alarm calls warning all within earshot of approaching danger. Warthogs, ever wary, graze close to their burrows, their vigilance adding to the chorus of signals that ripple across the savannah. At the heart of this intricate web stands the lioness leader, her actions rippling outwards and affecting the lives of all the creatures with whom she shares her magnificent and savage kingdom. The relationships between the pride and their neighbours are ever shifting, a delicate balance of competition, cooperation, and mutual influence that defines life on the savannah. Across the endless savannah, the first light of dawn reveals a world in constant motion, a living tapestry woven from countless lives, each thread vital to the whole. Here, the rhythm of existence is set by the unending cycle of birth, struggle, and death, a pattern as old as the land itself. For the lioness leader, this cycle is not an abstract idea, but the very essence of her daily existence. Every moment is a test of her strength, her instincts, and her resolve. Each hunt is a battle for survival, a delicate balance between predator and prey. When she brings down her quarry, she ensures the survival of her pride, but also marks the end of another life. One creature's loss, another's gain. With every new cub born, the story continues. These fragile lives, nurtured in the safety of the pride, represent hope and the promise of the future. They are the next generation, destined to face the same challenges, to learn the same lessons. The lioness is both a giver and taker of life, a guardian and a hunter. Her actions ripple outward, touching every creature on the plains, shaping the fate of the ecosystem itself. When the pride feasts, they do more than fill their bellies. They play a crucial role in the health of the herds, ensuring that only the fittest survive. By targeting the weak and the vulnerable, the lions strengthen the herds, allowing the strongest to thrive and pass on their genes. This relentless culling is nature's way of refining life, a harsh but necessary act. The savannah is a place where brutality and beauty are intertwined, where every act of predation is also an act of preservation. Without the lioness and her kin, the balance would tip. Herbivore numbers would swell unchecked and the land would suffer. Overgrazing would strip the earth bare, transforming lush grasslands into wastelands unable to sustain life. The loss of one species would echo through the entire web, unraveling the fabric of the savannah. In her tireless quest to provide for her family, the lioness becomes an unwitting steward of the land. Her presence ensures that the grasslands remain vibrant, that the cycle of growth and renewal continues. The harmony between predator and prey, between eater and eaten, is delicate. Each life depends on the others, bound together in a web of mutual reliance. From the smallest insects that clean the bones to the mighty elephants that shape the landscape, every creature plays a part. The lioness, as apex predator, is the keystone holding the structure together. She is a force of nature, her presence felt in every corner of her domain. The land itself bears the mark of her passage, yet even the lioness cannot escape the cycle. When her time comes, her body returns to the earth, nourishing the soil and feeding new life. Age and injury eventually claim even the strongest. As she slows, the world she once ruled moves on, and her final days are spent in quiet solitude. Her passing is not an end, but a transformation. Scavengers gather, drawn by the promise of sustenance. Hyenas, jackals, and beetles all take their share, breaking down what remains and returning it to the earth. The nutrients from her body seep into the soil, fueling the growth of new grass, which will feed the herds and begin the cycle anew. In this perfect closed system, nothing is wasted. Every ending is a new beginning, every death a promise of life. Energy flows endlessly, transformed from flesh to soil, from grass to muscle, from predator to prey, and back again. The led lioness, with her keen eyes and ancient wisdom, seems to sense her place in this grand design. She is both participant and witness, her life a thread in the endless tapestry. She has watched generations rise and fall, seen the young grow strong and the old fade away. Her legacy is written in the lives she has shaped. She has mourned loss and celebrated new beginnings, her heart echoing with the joys and sorrows of the pride. She knows her reign is temporary, that one day a younger lioness will rise to lead. Yet her influence endures, carried forward by those she has taught and protected. Her paw prints mark the path for those who follow, her lessons echoing in every hunt, every defense of the pride. Her legacy is alive in the skills of her daughters, in the boundaries she defended, and in the thriving pride that continues to flourish under her guidance. The circle of life is unbroken, a dance of survival, connection, and renewal. In this eternal cycle, every creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest lioness, is both a beneficiary and a contributor, bound together in the grand, sweeping story of the savannah. As the years slip quietly by, the once vivid golden coat of the lioness leader fades to a gentle, dignified pale. Each strand of fur a testament to the seasons she has weathered and the stories she carries within her. Her steps, though slower now, are deliberate and filled with the wisdom of a lifetime spent navigating the endless grasslands. The scars that mark her face are not just reminders of battles fought and prey pursued. They are the living record of her courage, her resilience, and her unwavering commitment to her pride. Through the harshest droughts and the luscious seasons, she has been the guiding force, leading her family through adversity and abundance alike. She has nurtured generations of cubs, each one a living legacy, each one shaped by her gentle discipline and fierce protection. In the tall grass, she has watched over them, teaching them the ancient laws of the savannah, lessons passed down from mother to daughter, from queen to future queen. With patience she has shown them how to stalk, how to wait, how to summon the courage and skill that survival demands. Her reign has been marked not only by her strength, but by her intelligence, her ability to read the shifting winds and the subtle cues of the wild. She has commanded respect, not through fear, but through the quiet authority of a leader who knows her pride's every need. Her social grace has bound the pride together, forging bonds that endure through hardship and joy. Her devotion to her family has been unwavering, a constant light in the ever-changing world of the savannah. Her legacy is not carved in stone, but written in the living, breathing tapestry of her pride. It is found in the playful leaps of cubs, in the confident strides of young lions who have learned from her example. The pride's strength, its unity, and its very survival are the clearest reflections of her enduring influence. A thriving pride, filled with healthy cubs and strong adults, is the living proof of her leadership and care. Her strategies in the hunt have kept bellies full and spirits high, her vigilance a shield against danger. She has stood guard while others slept, her eyes ever watchful for threats on the horizon. Her wisdom has led the pride to water in times of thirst, to shelter in times of storm. The other lionesses who have walked in her shadow for years now carry her teachings in every step they take. They have watched her, learned from her, and grown strong beneath her guidance. They have seen how she reads the wind, how she senses the presence of prey or rival. They have learned to anticipate, to wait for the perfect moment to move as one. They have witnessed how she commands respect, not just from her pride, but from the very land itself. These lessons are passed down, a living inheritance that shapes each new generation. The wisdom of the Queen endures, ensuring that the pride will flourish long after her final days. Her influence ripples outward, touching not only her family, but the entire ecosystem she helps to balance. By keeping her pride strong and stable, she has shaped the fate of countless other creatures who share her world. Her presence has kept the herds moving, the grasslands healthy, the balance of life intact. The savannah itself thrives beneath her watchful gaze, a living monument to her reign. The boundaries she has defended so fiercely have become sanctuaries of stability in a world of constant change. Her life is woven into the very fabric of this land, a cornerstone upon which the future is built. Around her the lives of countless animals have turned, each one touched in some way by her presence. The roar of her pride at dusk is more than a call, it is a song of survival, a chorus of unity, a tribute to her legacy. At night their voices echo across the plains, a reminder that her spirit endures in every member of her family. Their unity, their confidence, their very survival are the living echoes of her reign. She has built a dynasty, one that will outlast her, carried forward by those who have learned at her side. One day she will set out on her final hunt, her silhouette golden in the setting sun. Or perhaps she will find peace beneath the shade of an acacia, her journey complete, her legacy secure. In that moment, a new lioness, perhaps her own daughter, will step forward, her eyes bright with the promise of the future, ready to lead the pride onward. The circle of life continues, unbroken, yet the memory of the Queen will linger, a gentle presence in every sunrise, every hunt, every playful cub. Her strength will live on in her daughters, who walk with heads held high, proud inheritors of her wisdom. Her courage will echo in her sons, who stride boldly across the plains, shaped by her example. The pride's continued dominance, its unity and resilience, are the living proof of her enduring spirit. She was more than a hunter. She was the heart of her family, the architect of their future. She was a mother, a nurturer, a source of comfort and strength. She was a strategist, a visionary, a queen whose reign shaped the destiny of all who followed her. Her life has been a masterclass in survival, a story of overcoming every obstacle the wild could offer. She has faced down rivals, navigated dangers, and emerged as a symbol of hope and endurance. In the savage kingdom, true strength is not always found in the loudest roar, but in the quiet wisdom and steady heart of its matriarch. And so, as the sun sets on her reign, the Queen's legacy endures, woven into the lives she touched, the pride she built, and the wild heart of Africa itself. In the heart of the savannah, the newest generation of the pride embarks on a journey that will shape their destinies. Lion cubs, born blind and helpless, rely entirely on their mothers and the collective care of the pride's lionesses. Hidden in dense thickets or rocky outcrops, the first fragile weeks are a time of vulnerability, shielded from the ever-watchful eyes of predators. As their eyes open and their legs grow strong, the cubs begin to explore the world beyond their den. Playtime becomes the first classroom. Every pounce, every tumble, every mock battle is a lesson in strength, agility, and coordination. Through these games, they learn the vital skills of stalking and ambushing, guided by the gentle corrections of their mothers and aunts. The cubs' days are filled with discovery. They learn to read the wind for the scent of danger, to recognize the subtle cues in the body language of adults, and to respect the hierarchy that governs pride life. Older siblings and cousins become mentors, sharing the secrets of the hunt and the art of patience. The cubs' distinctive spots, a camouflage in tall grass, slowly fade as they mature, replaced by the tawny coats of adulthood. Survival is never guaranteed. Only the strongest and most adaptable will reach maturity, shaped by the lessons of hardship and the unwavering support of the pride. In their laughter and their struggles, the spirit of the pride's legacy is renewed, each cub a new thread in the ancient tapestry of the savannah. The journey from playful innocence to seasoned hunter is long and fraught with challenges, but under the watchful eyes of their family, the cubs grow into the future guardians of the pride, each one carrying the promise of tomorrow. Scene 11. Rivalries on the edge. Emotion 3. Music tense percussion. Suspenseful drone, dramatic orchestral beyond the boundaries of the pride's territory. Danger lurks in the form of rival predators. The savannah is a stage for fierce competition, where lions must contend with powerful adversaries. Hyenas, with their cunning intelligence and formidable jaws, are relentless rivals, constantly testing the pride's resolve and unity. Cheetahs and leopards, though solitary, are swift and elusive, often competing for the same prey. Territorial disputes with other lion prides can erupt in sudden, violent clashes. Roaring contests echo across the plains as males announce their presence and challenge intruders. These encounters are not only battles for survival, but for dominance and the future of the pride. A single defeat can mean the loss of territory, food, and even cubs. Yet these rivalries forge stronger bonds within the pride. Cooperation is essential. Each member must play their part, from the stealthy approach of the huntresses to the formidable defense of the pride males. Through adversity, the pride hones its strategies, learning to anticipate the moves of their adversaries and adapt to the ever-shifting balance of power on the savannah. In this world of constant conflict, the pride's unity becomes its greatest weapon, ensuring its survival against all odds. Scene 12. Seasons of change. Emotion 2. Music, flowing, ambient, nature sounds, light percussion. Life on the savannah is shaped by the rhythm of the seasons. With the arrival of the dry season, waterholes shrink and prey grows scarce. The pride must travel greater distances, following the migrations of wildebeest and zebra, their survival dependent on the wisdom of their leaders and the endurance of every member. Hunts become more challenging as the grasslands turn brittle and the sun scorches the earth. The pride's strategies shift. Ambushes are set near the few remaining sources of water, and patience becomes a virtue as they wait for the perfect moment to strike. When the rains finally return, the landscape transforms. Rivers swell, grass grows lush and green, and prey returns in abundance. The pride celebrates the season with renewed vigor. Cubs leap and play in the fresh grass, and the adults regain their strength. The cycle of scarcity and plenty is a test of resilience, demanding adaptation with every turn. Through it all, the pride endures, guided by the lessons of the past and the promise of the future. The changing seasons are not just a backdrop, but a force that shapes every aspect of pride life, from the rhythm of the hunt to the bonds that hold the family together. Scene 13. Tactics for survival. Emotion 3. Music, rhythmic drums, subtle synth, cinematic underscore. Survival on the savannah demands more than strength. It requires ingenuity and cooperation. The pride's hunting tactics are a masterclass in teamwork. Lionesses fan out in silent arcs, using the wind and the terrain to their advantage. Communication is wordless. a language of glances and subtle movements as they encircle their prey. When danger threatens, the pride's response is swift and coordinated. Cubs are gathered into the center, protected by a wall of adult bodies. Males, with their imposing size and thunderous roars, act as the first line of defense, deterring intruders and rival predators. Adaptation is key. The pride learns to hunt different prey as the seasons change, to shift their territory when resources dwindle, and to use the cover of darkness for stealthier attacks. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to refine their skills, a testament to the intelligence and resilience that have made lions the rulers of their realm. In the wild, every day is a test, and only those who adapt will thrive. Scene 14, Succession and the Future. Emotion. For music, uplifting orchestral, inspiring ambient, soft piano. As the reign of the old queen comes to a gentle close, the future of the pride rests on the shoulders of her successors. Succession is not a simple inheritance, but a process shaped by years of observation, mentorship, and quiet preparation. The next leader is not always the strongest, but the one who has absorbed the wisdom of her elders and earned the trust of the pride. Transition is marked by subtle shifts. The new matriarch steps forward, her presence commanding yet nurturing, guiding the pride with a blend of inherited tradition and her own emerging style. She must navigate old rivalries, forge new alliances, and ensure the continued survival of her family. The pride watches as the new queen leads her first hunt, her every move a reflection of the lessons passed down through generations. The old queen's spirit lingers, a silent guide as the cycle begins anew. The pride's story is one of continuity and change, of legacy and renewal woven through the lives of those who call the Savannah home. In this ever-turning world, the future is bright, carried forward by the next generation, each one a living testament to the enduring heart of the pride.